celebration for the 25th ASABE International Quarter Scale Tractor Student Design Competition. I'm Jarrett Siglinski, co-chair of the 2022 International Quarter Scale Competition Organizing Committee. Welcome back. It's so great to see all of you here. So much of our world has changed since we were last together and gather as a whole group. Those who have never heard of Zooms or Meets or Teams 2 years ago are now proficient in them. Parts and materials take 3 times longer to get, if you can get them at all. And the changes we've all seen recently will now be part of our new normal. But quarter scale, with the basic skills and practical experiences it imparts to its contestants, is back in its full configuration. So, are you ready to sit back and recognize the efforts and commitments of you and your fellow competitors? It's been a long, grueling week, and you have earned the right to be self-congratulatory this evening. At this time, I'd like to take a few moments to recognize the individuals who have worked so hard throughout the past year to make this competition a success. The competition organizing committee stays active throughout the entire year. As you can imagine, the committee members contribute an extraordinary amount of time to plan and prepare for this event. Their goal is always to build upon last year's successes and eliminate obstacles that prevent the competition from being the most rewarding event possible for the students, their schools, and our sponsors. The chair of the 2022 organizing committee is Ashley Johnson. Ashley, would you please stand and accept a round of applause to show our appreciation for your leadership. Ashley has done an exceptional job of coordinating this year's competition. Please remain standing as I introduce your fellow committee members. This year's organizing committee is a group of extraordinary individuals whose commitment and dedication to this competition and our profession is beyond measure. Committee members, please stand as I call your name, and audience, please hold your applause until the entire committee has been introduced. The executive members of the 2022 Quarter Scale Competition Organizing Committee are First Vice Chair, Robert Marker. Robert was unable to join us this evening. Second Vice Chair, Michael Holland. Treasurer, John Andrick. Secretary, Amanda Corbin. Rules Chair, Chance Coram. Promotions Chair, Jonah Bolin. Past Chair, Peter Horn. And the remaining active members of the 2022 Quarter Scale Competition Committee are Micah Bolin, Mike Cialino, Stephen Corbin, Eric Fredrickson, Tom Fredrickson, Alex Gudis, Alex Haight, Wyatt Hall, Keith Harmeyer, Sean Landers, Josh Medeiros, Ian Radke, Nick Rizon, Tia Schultz, Jacob Schwint, Gary Seibel, Adam Steen, Ryan Strasser, Kurt Thorson, Kent Thorson, Calvin Winkle, and Grant Wunderlich. We would also like to thank our on-site volunteers, Jeff Siglinski, Bobby Radke, John Holland, Keith Gerhart, and Zeta Holland. Thank you. In addition to the organizing committee, depends on the numerous other volunteers to ensure a smooth, fair, and professionally run competition. We thank them greatly for their efforts. Let's offer them a round of applause, well deserved, for their efforts this year. And lastly, but certainly not least, let's all give the students, advisors, and guests a round of applause. Without your efforts, support, and participation, there would be no competition. Thank you. This evening, it is my pleasure to welcome Dennis Bowman, our keynote speaker. Dennis is a vehicle engineering lead at John Deere Production Engineering Center in Waterloo, Iowa. In his capacity, he works with colleagues to assure that program hardware meets all performance, cost, investment, reliability, and durability goals while remaining on schedule. His numerous engineering feats are visible on tractors today. His experience and engineering skills have contributed significantly to how our modern tractors are produced. Dennis's career has revolved around the John Deere flagship 8000 series tractors, where his engineering skills have been improved operators, comfort, and overall efficiency. Dennis is a 42-year member of ASABE and an active member of the SAE International. Dennis is also an active leader within his community, leading STEM activities and serving on his local 4-H County Youth Committee. Throughout his career, he has received numerous awards, receiving the 2021 Cyrus Hall McCormick Jerome Increase Case Gold Medal, the John Deere Chairman's Innovation Award for the 8RT tractor, and the ASABE Iowa Section Engineer of the Year Award. Please welcome Dennis Bowman to the stage.
Thank you, Jarrett. I want to have you all give yourself a round of applause again. I have to say that I've been very impressed with the teams here, the support of the people supporting you, and so give yourself another round of applause. Make it a great one. So tonight, I'm not going to talk about tractors because I think you want to get out of here earlier than that would take. But what I am going to do is talk to you about three things, and I want you to think about these. You'll all have an opinion one way or another, but we'll have a few minutes at the end for you to all ask some questions that I might generate while we talk about this. So the three elements that I want to talk about are leadership, communication, and using your talent and training. And right now, I think that you have had an opportunity to demonstrate each and every one of those. As I look through the rules of your program, what you have to do, I see a tremendous amount of training that's gone into what you will eventually do in industry or your own business if you so choose. And we'll talk a little bit about leadership at first, because one of the things that when we talk about leadership, we talk about supervision, we talk about management, and we talk about leadership. And one of the things that I will say is most people and organizations, a lot of written material, they broke them all into the same element, and they are very, very different, if you will. Leadership can come at any time in your life, and people think, well, some are born with it. I don't believe the experts agree with that. I don't know that any of us have to agree with that. We see this in children where they're barely able to move or walk, that you find leaders. You find leaders in industry, and you find leaders in the community. And leaders are people that give people inspiration. They give people the ability to exemplify their talents. They have empathy for people. They do a lot of things that make them leaders. Now, slide please. One of the things that you'll talk about is we have a lot of people, they want to go into leadership, if you will. And so one of maybe the first steps is supervision. And let me tell you, without leadership and supervision, it's like herding cats. If you don't give people a vision of what you want them to do, your life is going to be absolutely miserable as a supervisor. The same goes with management. If you take a look at a manager that has no vision for his people, he's going to work very, very hard, and he might not even begin to accomplish what he needs to. Giving people a vision of which to move forward with, the teamwork that the team comes from. Some people think they have to do everything themselves. I think we all learned, in our quarter scale competition that without a team, you're not going to accomplish your goals. You're not going to get here. There is just too much to do. And as a leader, you have to recognize that there are people that have certain talents and you want to motivate them to exemplify those talents, to bring those to the party, because we all are just a little bit different, and it's fortunate, because if we all wanted to do the same things, we certainly wouldn't be a very productive society. So as a leader, you know, whether it's in your community, in your job, at home, recognizing the ability of people and what their talents are and being able to have them build on those talents is what leadership is about. So keep that in mind. I know that there might be some questions about that you can ask me. The next thing that I wanted to talk about was communication. And so that comes in many forms. I would say that my experience, organizations that I've been involved with, activities, friends, so on and so forth, that communication is probably one of those things that we don't give enough due to, and we don't understand what that means to people. And it causes, you know, maybe it doesn't cause issues, but it certainly takes more effort. And one of the things that I find in the workplace, and just as an example, is, well, they didn't tell me. And I always tell them, well, I don't see any one-way street signs up here. As engineers, technologists, and such, I think we have a natural curiosity. So understanding what other people are doing, asking good questions is a very important part of communication. And I think we all have that. We want to remember that to keep our interest up, we want to be interested in what other people are doing. So it's a two-way street, and it can often provide the highest yield. So if you take the next slide, I don't know that that shows up very well, but in the lower right-hand corner, you see when it comes to requirements. Now, y'all had requirements for your tractors, right? So this is what the customer asks for. And of course, in the upper left-hand corner, it's what's designed. Well, so perhaps not the communication. And in between all those are all the stakeholders that come through, because the best design, if it can't be manufactured or you can't maintain quality, is not any better than no design at all. So the point here is that you as engineers, technologists, and such, the point would be don't rely on people to tell you what the customer wants. I would encourage you to encourage your organizations to let you have the customer share his insights with you. Now, there's two things with that. One is you won't see biased information, and I think many of you probably have played the game where you tell a person at one end of the room a little secret or tale, and then they pass it from one to the next, and then you understand it's nothing like what it started as when it gets to the end. So to bring everybody together, the point of the communication is to have everybody in the same room. You write the requirements, you understand what the customer wants, and the point of being there with the customer, you as engineers, technologists in the state of the art, understand what can be done, because generally customers are going to look at you and they're going to tell you bigger, better, faster. That's the context that they have. You folks, on the other hand, know the state of the art in technology. You can often leapfrog what the customer really wants to do, because he can't tell you what it is how he wants it done. He's just going to tell you what he sees in his own mind. So being there, being a part of that, and then working with all the other stakeholders in the organization is a very efficient, I would say, way to achieve a better product or a better service for the people that we really want to help. It's what, we're in the business for. Next slide. So education. So one of the things that you have come through school, you've learned an awful lot of things. And some of this you wonder, what is the application of this going to be in the real world? But, knowing a little bit about the neutral axis, that all things deflect, that there's inductance and there's, differential and so on and so forth, is something you shouldn't forget in your career. We often give managers a bad time because You know, they're being given proposals, and you will at some time perhaps be far enough away from the actual design work that people will be presenting things to you, and you really need to consider what's being told to you. I know as people in your line of schooling, do the numbers in your head. When somebody tells you a tall tale, what's the first thing you do, right? You go out and you say, well, maybe I'm going to multiply this by that, and say, well, then you call foul on it. So my point here is that think, when people are telling you stuff, and it's going to be easy at the start of your career, it's easy for you today, but as you grow through your career, never forget to do that type of stuff. I mean, ask questions. There's no shame in asking questions. Some people don't like to ask questions, but generally, if you do, somebody else in the room wanted to ask the same question. That's a problem with our media virtual sessions today. You have people asking all kinds of questions of the experts, and none of the rest of the people are getting any of that understanding, because there's always somebody that doesn't even know how to form the question to ask it, and they're missing out. Part of the problem with the virtual world that we have to think through and how we're going to change that. But draw from experience. You're all going to have experience. You've got a tremendous amount of experience with the projects that you did for quarter scale. You've learned a lot of things I can't imagine that you haven't. And you've been exposed to things that you probably wouldn't have been exposed to before. You also have had opportunity that most of your colleagues will probably never get or never take the opportunity to. Can you imagine going through life without being challenged to pull a project together with a team of people and then actually go to competition with it? I mean, people dream about this stuff, but actually being able to do that and really work with a group of people and understand that it's somewhat difficult. I mean, what you've done is not easy whatsoever. So you should be very, very proud of yourself for what you have accomplished, and also be very proud that you have this experience to work with. Now, there's another slide. Next one, please. This one here is really handy in school quite often, or in business when it comes to the manager, because this is a disclaimer form. I mean, if you don't like Boyles, you don't like Euler's, you can get this filled out and sign it. You know, I don't think you're going to get a pass, but if you can read the fine print, it's kind of a play on words. But we see this in industry quite a bit, where people disregard the basic laws. The things that you're learning about now are going to be lifelong lessons for you. You need to keep those things in the back of your mind. Make sure that when you're interacting with people, that these things are going through your head, understanding what makes a difference and what does not. So with that, I'm going to open it up to a few questions. We have a couple minutes here, right? Okay. I couldn't have answered. Hey, here we go.
What have you done as we've all transitioned, or many of us transitioned into working remotely to maintain those communication lines?
That's a good question. It's been very difficult. I would say that we have not done a good job with it. As I pointed out, we have situations where we have major meetings with the management, and it's crickets through the entire thing. In the meantime, some of the managers are asking people what they know about it. They get their answer, but the rest of the group does not. And that is detrimental to a company. I mean, the reason for these meetings is to share. So in virtual meetings, you know, you make sure that people turn on their cameras, that they're there, that they're speaking. As an individual, if somebody asks a question, you can bring it back up. You can put it in a Teams note, depends on the type of system you have, but make sure that you police that. One of the things you can do is just make sure that if somebody asks a question, like I should have repeated your question, right? So everybody could have heard, what do I do in the virtual world to make sure everybody can hear the same question, and that would be one way perhaps to do it. We're going to have to be creative in that regard. Yes, sir. So that's a good question. The question is around the experiences you have and, you know, some talents you have. How do you expose a potential employer to those talents? Well, it's a good question. There's in the new world, things are more virtual, but they always coach us to keep everything to a page and a half and keep things that were relevant on there. Sometimes they get to be 3 pages long and 2/3 is not relevant. And also to keep things curious enough that they're going to ask you questions about it. So I don't think there's a solid answer to that, but make sure that you share with them enough that they're going to ask questions. That's the trick part of it, I think. Any other questions? Yes, sir.
Your career takes you maybe away from hands-on engineering work. Are there any things you found or ways you'd recommend to maybe keep in touch with the engineering fundamentals and stay sharp?
Questions around how do you stay sharp with engineering fundamentals when your job takes you away from that? Well, I think we have to be creative there too. You know, working with STEM, helping kids in the community get that background, doing projects, you know, helping support quarter scale, you know, with your local university, or getting involved with 4-H groups, if you will, or the local schools to help with those types of things. You're right. I mean, once you leave the hands-on world in 6 months, those skills start to evaporate. If you aren't using your equations, you start to forget, you know, the relevance of some of that. But any other questions? Anything from that corner of the room? Okay, I will turn this over. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Dennis. We certainly appreciate your willingness to be with us this evening. At this time, I would like to ask former Chair Gary Seibel to come to the podium and lead us in our invocation.
Good evening, everyone. Before we start with invocation, just have a short little thing that we need to do. So, shortly after last year's event, we lost someone who was very dear to this competition. Larry Gruenberger began his career at Allis-Chalmers in 1963 as a test technician. And in 1985, he was the very last Allis-Chalmers employee to leave the proving grounds when it was closed due to its purchase by Deutz. Jerry joined Briggs and Stratton in 1986, where he worked for 20 years before retiring in 2006. Larry was a founding member of the Quarter Scale Tractor Committee and worked tirelessly on behalf of the students to ensure that their engines were operating to the best of their abilities, as well as being a trusted advisor and advocate for any other issues or concerns. Please join me in a moment of silence in honor of Lawrence Gruenberger. Thank you. Now, for invocation. If you choose to, please assume a position of reflection. Let us pray silently together, each one of us, according to our individual beliefs. Let us offer thanks for our food and the blessings of fellowship around us. Help us be a source of hope for those in need in both our personal and professional lives. Let us give gratitude for the opportunity we have had this week to acquire and develop new knowledge, skills, and friendships. We ask that each of us returns home safely so that we can continue to be of service to our families, schools, employers, and neighbors. Thank you. So please be seated at your table until a member of the staff directs you to the buffet, and please enjoy your meal.
Wonderful dinner. We're going to get started with the rest of the evening. I would now like to introduce our MC for this event, Mr. Kent Thorson. Kent is currently a systems engineer at Vermeer Corporation in Pella, Iowa. In his role in the Industrial Innovation Department, his team handles R&D controls projects for the industrial line of machinery. Kent grew up on a row crop and beef cattle operation in southern Minnesota. He maintains his close agricultural ties by managing his own farm in the Pella area. Kent received his bachelor's degree in agricultural engineering from Iowa State in 2012. He has been involved with the quarter scale as either a team member or a committee member since his undergraduate days at Ames. Thank you for joining us this evening, Kent.
All right, I'm going to try and do this like the tech-savvy youth that I am with an iPad. But North Dakota State knows a thing or two about this. I only have 11% battery on it, so we'll see how far it goes. I heard they did a great job, though. All right, I'd like to thank Jarrett for his kind introduction, and to the Quarter Scale Tractor Committee for inviting me to serve as your MC. I'd also like to extend my thanks to the organizing committee for all they have done to make such a successful event. I'd also like to point out, in a male-dominated industry and in a male-dominated event, this year we have a female chair, Ashley Johnson, and she did a fantastic job for us. And like all of her male predecessors, she will receive the same $0 salary. Not 20% less, but $0. All right. Before we begin the awards portion of the program, I'd like to introduce Dr. Paul Heineman, President of ASABE. President Heineman has been on site observing the competition and is here tonight to bring greetings from ASABE headquarters.
So, I have been asked to bring greetings from the American Society of Agricultural and Biological Engineers, so greetings to everyone. Before I make a few comments, Jasper Cunningham, the membership director at ASABE, has asked me to remind the students that we are continuing to give free membership to ASABE. If you're not a member already and would like to be, all you need to do is go to the website, the ASABE website, and right on the website you'll see a button that says Join. Just click on that and enter your information. You get free membership. So I do have a few notes here. You were using an iPad. I'm trying to use a phone, and that's even more challenging. But this has been my first experience here coming to this event. Our Penn State team, I'm from Penn State, by the way. I think that was mentioned. I've seen them build their tractors over the years, but I've never had the opportunity to come here and see all the other teams and see the competition. And it's really been a great experience. Excuse me. So I'm sure that everyone has had a really good experience, and I enjoyed seeing the camaraderie amongst the teams and between the teams. And this really is an excellent industry-university partnership. And ASABE is very pleased to be able to help host the competition. On behalf of the ASABE leadership, I want to thank the competition organizers, the sponsors, the judges, the ASABE staff, the participating universities, and especially the student teams and their advisors. I hope that everyone has a good rest of the evening, and when this is all said and done, that you have a safe trip home. And just one other thing, hopefully we'll see many of you at the annual international meeting of ASABE to be held in Houston in mid-July. Thank you.
Thank you, President Heinemann, for taking the time to be with us this evening and during competition. To continue our evening, we would like to acknowledge the generosity of our sponsors. Without their significant support, this competition would not be possible. We thank them for their commitment to the quarter scale competition and for creating valuable educational opportunities for our student engineers and technologists in the audience. We will start with our platinum sponsors, who have made contributions valued at $8,000 or more. Please hold your applause until all our platinum sponsors have been recognized. AGCO Corporation, Jackson, Minnesota. In addition to providing financial support, AGCO's Jackson, Minnesota facility provided judges for team presentations and support personnel. We appreciate the generous contributions AGCO Corporation has made to this event, to make this event a success. Could Ted Carlson please come forward to accept the plaque on behalf of AGCO Jackson? From the inception of the quarter scale competition, Briggs & Stratton has generously supplied Vanguard V-twin engines to each team entered in the competition. In addition, the company freely provides technical assistance to teams throughout the year. Briggs & Stratton also takes an active role in the organization of the event and makes extraordinary efforts to ensure that all the teams are operating at their peak performance throughout the competition. A representative could not be here this evening, so we will send them their plaque. Case IH has been a strong financial supporter of the competition since it began. Their representatives have been instrumental on the organizing committee and with supplying numerous judges and volunteers. Chris Martin will accept the plaque on behalf of Case IH. Danfoss has returned as a platinum sponsor this year. They have provided technical support as well as financial. We appreciate their continued support and look forward to a continuing relationship. Would Wyatt Hall please come up and accept the plaque on behalf of Danfoss? Deere & Company has been a fervent supporter of the competition since the beginning. In addition to their financial contribution, the representatives have been instrumental on the organizing committee and in supplying judges and staff. Will Jonah Bolin please come up and accept the plaque for Deere & Company? Kubota has been a financial contributor as well as a provider of equipment, judges, and technical inspectors for this year's events. Would Travis Tsunamori please come forward to accept Kubota's plaque? New Holland North America is another charter sponsor of the competition. They have made extraordinary efforts to support this competition throughout the year and during this weekend. Would Chris Martin please come forward to accept the plaque on behalf of New Holland North America? SolidWorks is a returning platinum sponsor this year, and we are thrilled to have their involvement. They generously offered to provide each team with a copy of their 3D design software to aid teams with designing their tractors. A representative could not be here this evening, so we will send them their plaque. Titan International continues to supply sets of tires for each team, and we're pleased to have their continued involvement. Could Justin Wilwarding please come to the stage to accept the plaque on behalf of Titan International? Last but not least, we would like to thank ASABE. Without the Society's strong support and the dedicated work of the headquarters staff, this event would not be possible. Let us please give a round of applause to the Platinum sponsors and ASABE for their support of this event. And now, our silver sponsors who have made contributions valued between $3,000 and $5,499. AGCO Corporation, Heston, Kansas. In addition to providing financial support, AGCO's Heston, Kansas facility provided judges for team presentations and support personnel. We appreciate the generous contributions AGCO Corporation has made to make this event a success. Ted Carlson will be accepting the plaque on behalf of AGCO Heston. Caterpillar is a dedicated supporter of the quarter scale tractor competition, providing numerous judges and support personnel. Caterpillar also generously allows the competition to use one of their facilities for team presentations. Sean Landers will accept the plaque on behalf of Caterpillar. Kloss has again made a generous financial contribution for the competition, and we appreciate their ongoing support. A representative could not be here tonight, so we will send them their plaque. GSI Grain Systems has returned as a sponsor for 2022 and donated funds to sponsor the pork fry on Friday night. We very much appreciate their continued support. Their plaque will be sent to them. Linac has provided components for competitors. We thank them for their support and will get their plaque to them. MacDon has made a significant financial contribution to the competition. We thank them for their continued support. A representative could not be here this evening, so we will send them their plaque. Thompson has provided linear motion components to competitors. We thank them for their support. A representative could not be here this evening, so we will send them their plaque. Vermeer Corporation has provided financial support for the competition as well as staff and judges. Jacob Schwint will accept their plaque. And now our bronze sponsors, who have made contributions valued between $1,500 and $2,999. IGUS provided parts ahead of time to teams who requested them through their Young Engineers Support Program. We are thankful for their involvement. Krone North America has joined us as a new sponsor this year, making a cash contribution to the competition. We welcome their support and look forward to a long-term relationship. Miller Electric sponsors the competition by providing welding and cutting equipment for teams to use during competition. We're grateful for their continued involvement. You guys don't need those, right? Those don't break. Nothing breaks. You don't need the welders, right? RCI Engineering has provided financial and fabrication support for the durability carts. Finally, we'd like to thank our site sponsors, whose contributions valued up to $1,499. AC McCartney Farm Equipment has provided use of the Massey utility tractor for use during this year's competition. Electrics provided wire harnesses to the teams. Harvest Master provided data acquisition hardware for the pulling event. Jackson Equipment joined our list of sponsors by supplying display equipment. Precision Planting has provided significant logistical support and equipment prior to and during this year's competition. S.J. Smith Company has provided equipment in support of this year's competition. Star Equipment has again supported the event by providing the use of a utility vehicle. Could Mike Ciolino please come forward to accept their certificate? And finally, Walls Scale donated calibration support for the competition scales again this year. Let's have a big round of applause for all of the competition sponsors. Each of our sponsors is tremendously important to the continued success of this event. Thanks again to every organization who helped to make the 2022 competition possible. And now on to the awards. But first, I should note, I'm going to cut back a little bit on the jokes this year. I don't want Purdue to come up here and slap me for making a comment about their fuel valve opening up when it was banging on bumps in the durability event, or anything like that. As I call your school name, will a representative from your team please come forward, come to the stage to receive your team certificates of participation. California Polytechnic University, Iowa State University, Kansas State University, McGill University, North Carolina State University, North Dakota State University, Oklahoma State University, Pennsylvania State University, Purdue University, South Dakota State University, Texas A&M University, University of Kentucky, University of Illinois, Université Laval, University of Missouri, University of Nebraska, University of Saskatchewan, University of Tennessee, Martin. I read those off way too fast. I'm making Tina work too hard. She does a great job for us every year running the stand or the office. We sure appreciate her help on everything. In 1999, the organizing committee established the Chairman's Award to recognize a volunteer who has gone above and beyond to ensure the success of the competition. The recipient is chosen by the chair and the co-chair of the committee. I would like to invite Ashley Johnson to the podium to tell us about this year's recipient.
Let me move this down. See, what you don't know is Kent and I went to high school together, so I'm never sure what he's gonna say when he starts talking about me. All right. Each year, the competition faces new opportunities and roadblocks, but some things remain unchanged. The Chairman Award winner this year takes care of many of those things that we can easily forget, but that our success depends upon. I cannot count how many times this year I said, crap, were we supposed to do something for this? Just to find out that this person had already taken care of it. Tina Schultz has been our ASABE staff representative for several years and has become an integral part of our success. She manages much of the direct contact with our sponsors to make sure we can get the support we need to be successful and continue this event, as well as working with the sponsors to make sure they have opportunities to interface with you for future job opportunities. Tina is always supportive of any random idea that the committee comes up with, and whenever reasonable, offers to handle it within ASABE. A great example of this is that it only took about 24 hours from the initial discussion of the alumni dinner this year for the 25th anniversary to confirm that ASABE would help cover the costs. With all of that said, I will have to forgive her for not understanding what I meant when I came running into the office this year yelling, "Fire thing, fire thing." It is my honor to present the 2022 Chairman's Award to Tina Schultz.
Well deserved, Tina. And now on to the team awards. But first, just something I noticed. You know, it's our 25th anniversary, and a lot has changed over 25 years. And actually, a lot has changed in collegiate activities in just the last few years. You know, it wasn't that long ago that our Ohio State team was getting sanctioned for trading autographs and memorabilia for tattoos and tractor parts. That joke would be funnier if they were here, but they weren't able to come this year. But now we're in a little bit of a different world. In fact, I actually just heard a rumor the other day that Texas A&M's 2022 quarter-scale recruiting class signed $10 million NIL deals. I asked Texas A&M's advisor for a quote on that. He said those rumors were despicable. So I don't know if it's true or not. But the joke's on them because they could have pulled some guys from South Dakota State through the transfer portal for Busch Light and an opportunity to get out of South Dakota winters. All right, now on to the team awards. All right, can we have Jarrett Siglinski, he's already over there, please return to the stage to assist with the award presentations. And President Heineman, could you please join Ashley at the side of the stage for photos? They're all over there, they know what's going on. We'll begin tonight with the X-Team Awards. The X-Team competition allows underclassmen a chance to get acquainted with the competition without the stress of going through a full-blown development program. This year, 5 teams modified their school's 2021 tractors in order to compete against another in a written design report, oral presentation, and a tractor pull. Here are the category winners of the X-Team competition. X-Team Written Design Report, Iowa State University. X-Team Oral Presentation, Nebraska. And our X-Team Poll champion was South Dakota State University. All right, and our overall winners for the X-Team competition, in third place was Kansas State University. In second place, Iowa State University. And our X-Team champion, University of Nebraska. Congratulations to these top X teams. We hope to see you in return in the future years to compete in the A-Team competition. And now on to the A-Team competition awards. The next 4 awards are competition specialty awards that have no point value and do not figure towards the overall competition winners, but they do represent qualities and values that form the heart of this competition. This year, the Best Appearance Award is given for the tractor determined by teams, judges, and competition committee members to have the most impressive aesthetic and design appeal. This year's winner is Iowa State University. The Jim and Darcy Schmidt Family Teamwork Award recognizes a team that displays an extraordinary level of organization, with each team member actively participating and contributing in their own unique talents to the team effort. The team also must demonstrate the ability to work well under pressure. The winner receives a plaque. This year's Teamwork Award goes to McGill University. The Sportsmanship Award goes to the team that exhibits a continually positive attitude and is willing to look beyond its own needs and assist other teams. The Sportsmanship Award for 2022 goes to University of Tennessee Martin. That's fine. The Craftsmanship Award goes to the team whose tractor displayed the highest level of production quality as determined by the design judges. And actually, we wanted to do some honorable mentions for this one because there were some really good designs out there, and we just couldn't name them all. So I'm going to knock out a couple of honorable mentions for this. I want to note Cal Poly's throttle lever. If you guys didn't see it, it was made out of a chisel. I want to point out that Cal Poly had 3 years to build that tractor, and they fabbed up a better throttle lever overnight one night at the expo than they did in those 3 years. They did a great job, by the way. Mizzou, their steering column, there were some vice grips on it, and I thought it was really, really innovative, you know, to be able to carry tools with you like that. NDSU, just a note on not bringing a CVT this year. We were really proud of you guys. And you can't go without noting UT Martin, their electrical guy using the belt off of his own pants to hold their weights on. All right, so the real Craftsmanship Award goes to University of Saskatchewan. The Manufacturability Award is given to the team that has shown the highest regard for ease of manufacturing. Judging for this award is conducted by a panel of manufacturing and design engineers who assess each entry for cost, ease, and efficiency of manufacturing and assembly that designs utilize. The winner will also receive a $200 check. The winner this year for manufacturability is University of Saskatchewan. The Serviceability Award is judged by a panel of service reps, technical specialists, and design engineers. The award is given to the entry that demonstrates the most comprehensive design for maintenance of the machine. This winner will also receive a $200 check. The winner is Iowa State University. The Test and Development Award goes to the team that has utilized the most comprehensive testing and development program in the production of their tractor. The winner will also receive a $200 check. This year's winner is Iowa State University. Three of our awards specifically reward concern for customer and operators. The first is the Safety Award, recognizes the design which shows superior concern for user safety. This award is judged by a panel of safety engineers who felt the team demonstrated the most thorough and innovative design approach. The winners will also receive a $200 check. I've actually worked with these guys, and I don't know what they're doing getting a safety award, but Iowa State University. The second award pertaining to customer comfort is the Ergonomics Award. It is judged by a panel of technical specialists, manufacturing engineers, and design engineers. The award is given to the entry that demonstrates the most attention to operator comfort, controls positioning, and operating canopy to improve the operator efficiency and reduce operator fatigue. The winner will also receive a $200 check. This one is interesting because the guy couldn't stay in the seat during the polls anyway, University of Nebraska. Defensive Design is a relatively new award established to replace the Sound Award. This award is presented to the team that has demonstrated the greatest ability to justify and defend design decisions they have made throughout the development process. This award could also be the We Did It Last Year award. The winner will also receive a $200 check, and the winner is University of Nebraska. The team presentation winners have been determined by the judges to have been the most effective in promoting their design and have demonstrated the most professional project development program. Judging of the team presentation takes into account the entire process of the design, from the planning stages through the design details and test program. Our third place school in the team presentation is University of Kentucky. Our second place team for the team presentation is University of Saskatchewan. And the 2022 team presentation winner is University of Nebraska. The following teams are the written design report winners. These teams have demonstrated through their written work the most professional development program with special emphasis on technical merit. The written design report judging takes into account the entire design process, with special consideration given to areas such as design analysis, cost effectiveness, and testing and planning. Our third place written design report winner is University of Saskatchewan. Our second place written design report winner is Kansas State University. And the 2022 written design report winner is Iowa State University. And now on to the performance awards. The following awards are for the winners of the individual hooks in the tractor pulls. The first hook tractor pull winner was Université Laval. The second hook tractor pull winner is Université Laval. The third hook tractor pull winner was University of Kentucky. And you're going to have to give me about 3 seconds here to get you the overall because my electronic version has X's in that slot. There is none. We don't do that? All right, I'm going to skip that one, guys. We're going to keep moving. The Maneuverability Award. It's one thing to design a powerful, sleek vehicle, but quite another to make the finely engineered machine nimble and easy to handle. This year's Maneuverability Award goes to North Dakota State University. The durability event was instituted in 2015 to encourage teams to focus on machine reliability and tractor performance in off-road environments. This year we had a tie, and the winners of the durability event is North Carolina State University and Iowa State University. I assume we just have one plaque for that? So we'll just fight over it? The following are the overall points winners for the tractor performance competition, which comprises totals from maneuverability, durability, and tractor pulls. These teams have demonstrated the quality of their designs through their consistent and exceptional performance. Third place in tractor performance is North Carolina State University. Second place in tractor performance is Université Laval. And our 2022 tractor performance winner is University of Missouri. Our next award is the Most Improved Award, given to a team that has made the most significant improvement over their previous year's performance. And the winner is Université Laval. All right, next up is our overall competition winners. But first, something I wanted to talk about a little bit. You know, all of our teams, all of our schools face different challenges, and they're different depending on, you know, maybe your region or the size of your school. I mean, there's different things that affect that. But one thing I noticed this year is that the Canadian schools have a little bit of a more challenging time with ballasting for the heavy hooks. And I think that's because, you know, every U.S. university has their token ballast guy, right? 1,600 pounds, you put your big guy on the tractor. Not these Canadian schools. I don't think any of these guys got like 8% body fat. I don't know. I mean, they're an epitome of health, I'll say. All right. The following teams are the overall points champions. These teams have demonstrated outstanding competency across all areas of the competition. The balanced approach of their development programs have resulted in designs that are not only technically superior, but are proven performers as well. I am confident that through the extraordinary efforts of the individual students, their advisors and supporters, this group of young professionals have taken good designs and transformed them into champions. Here are your top 5 finishers. Overall competition, 5th place. The 5th place winner receives a plaque and $500 in prize money. And the winner is University of Nebraska. Overall competition, 4th place. The 4th place winner receives a plaque and $700 in prize money. And the winner is Iowa State University. Overall competition, 3rd place. The 3rd place winner receives a plaque and $900 in prize money. And the winner is University of Kentucky. overall competition, second place. The second place winner receives a plaque and $1,200 in prize money. And the winner is University of Missouri. You know, I noticed that one of the market needs that was missed in the written reports this year, as everybody was outlining their market for their tractor, was a tow-off vehicle for abandoned Russian equipment in Ukraine. I really thought somebody would try to fill that. Hopefully we don't need that next year, but I thought somebody would do it this year, and they didn't. I was disappointed. All right, our overall competition champion. Our 2022 competition winner will return home with the Werner Detra traveling trophy, a plaque, and a check for $1,500. Your 2022 International Quarter Scale Tractor Student Design Competition champion is South Dakota State University. Congratulations to this year's winners and to all who participated in the competition. Remember that the greatest reward of all is the experience you have gained throughout the whole process. You will enjoy a return on your investment for years to come. I wish you the best of luck in your future endeavors, in next year's competition, and in your careers. Thank you once again to our sponsors and our organizers for your invaluable contributions that have made this week's event possible. Let's see, we got a couple of housekeeping things. I think, was there a slide for the Iowa State event? Maybe not. Yep. So Iowa State is hosting a poll October 22nd. They have an indoor arena they're hoping to reserve for this. If you would like to travel to Ames, please reach out to the Iowa State guys via email or stop them, buy them a Busch Light tonight, and you guys can talk about it. Be a great opportunity for networking and to do some testing on your tractors. Next thing, your poll data, design report judging comments, and preliminary score sheets will be shared back to you via Google Drive. Please leave your team name and an email address at the podium. You may also pick up your static judging design comments at the same time. And last, remember that there will be a wrap session tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock in the Grand View Room. Please plan to attend. We'd like your feedback on the competition. Good night, and we hope to see you next year. Thank you.